Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a moment again since I've uploaded any videos. I created a video the other day apologizing for my lack of uploaded videos in the past couple of days to a couple of weeks. So I got a new one here, and this new one just goes along with religion. It does connect to religion, and it does connect to God. It does connect to Christ. So here's the thing. I created a video giving all the reasons why you should believe in God, and the fact that not and trying to deny those reasons is just someone that's being completely ignorant of themselves. So here's the situation, all right? So, for any atheist out there, we know science itself knows that the universe is not eternal. Even Einstein said it's not eternal. Brilliant minds like him. So if the universe had a cause, and most believe the Big Bang was indeed the cause of the universe. I'm not saying I don't believe it was, because I do believe the Big Bang was the cause, but here's the thing. If the Big Bang was the cause of the universe, then that means that something outside of space, time, and matter had to have made the Big Bang explode. And if nothing outside of space, time, and matter had made it explode, then why didn't the Big Bang just happen eternity ago? Why didn't all this just exist an eternity ago? The energy inside the little bubble that made it explode, we know that something cannot come from nothing at all. Life never comes from non-life. Biology, these are the laws of biology. Okay? So without breaking these your own laws of biology, we would have to admit that given that something outside of space, time, and matter had to have made that energy explode on its own and cause the universe to come into existence, that means something that has no time, has no limits, has no beginning, no end, outside of space, time, and matter, had to have had made all this happen. And what do we usually call something like that? Well, a creator or a god. My God. Our God. The Lord. It's simple as that. And I'm not saying that any atheist watching this video would immediately admit that there is a God. Typically, it's usually out of fear, arrogance, or pride, or something else. Because if you had to admit that there was a God, typically you pretty much have to admit that you were wrong all this time. And a lot of you probably just don't want to do that. Out of personal, deep down feelings. But at the end of the day, the tail end of the day, you have to look at the facts, and you have to look at your laws, your own laws, without breaking your own laws of nature, your own laws of biology, your own laws of science, and come to the conclusion that only makes logical sense. Second of all, if there's no God, it's funny on how we are the only planet in this solar system. Okay, possibly the galaxy. I wouldn't doubt it in this galaxy if we are the only planet that has life as we see it. Because if this planet in this solar system was just a centimeter, a hair or a centimeter off on the way it's set, none of this would be able to exist. None of it. If we were a hair closer to the sun, this wouldn't be able to exist. So the ultimate fact that all this is set perfectly, the way that it is, tells me that there's got to be a creator. If our body chemistry, okay, scientists say that if our cells, okay, were just a centimeter off the way that they're set in us, our chemistry, deep down, was just a centimeter off, a hair off as it is, our bodies couldn't be sustained. We would literally explode. And that's not science fiction, that's facts. The facts that I'm sure y'all have studied before, by the way. So if just general science, something that comes literally out of nothing, what goes against your own rules, could do that, that does not make logical sense. And second of all, you can say that evolution is the thing that made everything evolve the way it did. And maybe, yeah, evolution did happen, but I do believe there was a uncaused cause that made evolution itself happen. Because again, something cannot come from nothing at all. Life can never, does not ever come from non-life. So you can't tell me that all this spawned out of nowhere without breaking your own laws of biology. So if I haven't made the ultimate point that there is a deity God, there's always been a God, there always will be a God outside of space, time, and matter. If I've not gotten through here yet with that point, and I'm not forcing any beliefs, I'm not forcing any religion on anybody, because you're the one who chose to type on this video, you're the one that chose to watch it, and it was all up to you. I never made you. It was offered on your feed. But if you refuse to believe it still, that's coming from your own arrogance, your own pride, and possibly a little fear down here, because you know that if you had to admit that I'm right, you'd have to admit that you were wrong all along about this. And that can be dangerous. That can be, I'm about to say dangerous, that can be very scary in ways. But truth is, guys, I feel like it takes more faith to believe that there's not a God than to believe there is. I know it takes more faith to believe that the crucifixion was staged and it was just fake and all that than to take more faith to believe that it actually happened. And I could get to my assessment, my conclusion on studying the crucifixion and all these theories that it was staged, that it didn't actually happen and all that. I'll make another video. I can make another video explain all that, but I'm going to focus on the reasons why I know that there is a God. Second of all, if you are an atheist and you believe that we're all just a bunch of a random accident happened, that we're all just a bunch of flat gigantic matter, then you're going to have to admit one thing in life. Why not just literally commit suicide in life? Because obviously it wouldn't matter at all, because you have no purpose. If there is no God, you have no purpose at all, if anything. It's because you have a feeling in your heart that says you're a person. Matter of fact, that feeling in your heart goes to evidence that there is a God. Because we all have a purpose, yes. But technically, if there is no God, then we have no purpose. Because there's no purpose to life. So if you're an atheist, you got to accept one thing. Why not just commit suicide? I'm not telling you to. Obviously. I'm not. Don't get that. Don't get that, okay? I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just saying, you got to answer that question in your head. Because technically it wouldn't matter. Technically there's no point in life, so why are you here? Nothing matters. Why are you here? But the fact that I know there's a God, and I do know God's up there watching me and right now, watching y'all, is because I know at that point that there is a purpose in life, that He has a purpose for us, and He doesn't want us to take our life. He doesn't want us doing that because He has a plan for us. And His plan is beyond anyone's wildest dream, anyone's knowledge, anyone's comprehension. So I think I got my assessment across, my conclusion. Feel free to express your comments down below. And like I said, don't take that the wrong way, okay, what I said about suicidal situations. I'm not telling anybody to commit suicide just because you may not believe in God. I was just asking you to wrestle with that question, because it literally would not matter. Because you don't matter. None of us matter. Because there's no point in life if there's no God. I know in 1970, a man named Lee Hapstrell, I think his last name was, I may have that name completely wrong. I know it's Lee, but I may have the last name completely wrong. I'll have to fact check that. But anyway, I know in 1970 that he was I guess, dedicated atheist. And because he thought that Christianity was just a cult and was, a phony path, whatever, a lie, all that. But his wife, being agnostic, she ended up converting to Christianity and a follower of Christ. And he got so infuriated and mad because he thought he was losing his wife over this religion, that he went out to dedicate his life to try to disprove Christianity. And after 2 years of studying the facts for himself, studying the claim, studying all of it, he came to a conclusion that Christianity and the resurrection was undeniable, that it was the ultimate truth, the ultimate way. He said that it took more faith to not believe in it than it did to believe in it. I mean, if that doesn't say something to you, then I don't know what does. So that'll be it for today, and I did not check this microphone before I started this video, so I'm only hoping that it actually is working. I think so. I'll watch it over myself after I'm done here to just make sure. But anyway, everybody, you guys out there have a blessed day. And I'll see you in the next video. Maybe the next video will be another Walking Dead skit. If I do, I'm assuming it's going to be when Rick encounters the Claimers. And then I'm going to do something else, but there's only a couple scenes left for me to really do through The Walking Dead, so not many, but go ahead and get them over, you know what I mean? Anyway, everybody have a blessed day. See you in the next one.